all y'all. Welcome to another exciting episode of Kristy Doesn't Know Shit About Movies, the podcast edition, even though they're all podcasts. Today, we're going to do things a little bit differently.
Fuck.
Yeah, so I don't think we've ever said Zach's name on this podcast so far, but Zach, who is the dude who usually talks on this,
Hey.
He is going to be talking about movies that I have surprisingly seen, that he's not seen, and he's going to describe them for all of y'all. Now, you don't really know my taste in movies, because no one should know that, but surprisingly, I watch a lot of Meryl Streep. Now, Zach, you're going to describe for me two of my favorite Meryl Streep movies.
Great.
The first one being Ricki and the Flash.
Okay, Ricki and the Flash. Ricki, I assume, is spelled R-I-K-I?
Okay.
Or R-I-C-K-I. One of two.
Okay, there's an I in there somewhere, though.
Yeah.
There's two I's.
It's a female.
Okay.
Ricki is a female. I want to say she's later on in her years, probably 50 plus.
Who plays her?
It's got to be Meryl Streep.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, she's like an older woman. Ricki and the Flash. That makes me think of like kind of like a band name. So Ricki, I assume, is like a single mother. She's got a uppity daughter that's using drugs, going out to clubs, just fucking around and pissing her mom off. Ricki is like, oh man, I've had enough of this. So she starts up like a garage band with other late life women, probably with more I's in their name. One's a name like Stacy with an I. There's a Tina, you know. So they're jamming in their garage, in Ricki's garage. And they're getting pretty good. Like, they're like, wow, like we sound all right. We sound pretty decent for a bunch of old women. So like they decide, okay, maybe we got a couple of tunes here. We should do something with these. So they rent some studio time. They go through, so Ricki like asks her daughter, because some of her friends are like in the hip hop music scene. So Ricki asks her daughter to like maybe connect them to a studio that they can record their couple of tunes at. So
like Ricki, the band isn't her like day job? What's she do in the day? Like when she's not in the band?
She's an Avon dealer.
Okay.
So she sells makeup door to door.
Okay.
And this is what's paying for her band's demo. And like, you know, that's just how it is.
How many eyeliners do you have to sell to get enough money to make a demo?
I assume not too many, because they probably overcharge for that shit.
Yeah, that's fair.
So Ricki goes through her daughter to procure some person that can record their band. So they go to this studio, and it's like some younger guys. They know the fucking score.
Who plays the guys?
I'm gonna say Zac Efron is the studio guy. He's like kind of like a rapper, like a white rapper. Zac Efron and Dave Franco. They kind of look the same too. I get them confused. So Zac Efron and Dave Franco are recording Ricki and her band. And they look, it's sounding pretty good. They got a good mix going on. Zac Efron's like, damn, Ricki, you got a hit here. And she's like, oh, wow. Like, I'm so excited. Like, because, you know, like, she's probably like, look at me. Like, I'm a 56-year-old woman, and I'm playing in a rock band. I'm in a studio.
It's a very specific age.
Who'da thunk? Who'da thunk it? So they take the demo to Virgin Records. They barge right into the building. All five of them in the band, plus Zac Efron and Dave Franco. So there's 7 people just burst through the doors of Virgin Records. They go straight up to the top, right up to the top floor. What's his name?
Richard Branson.
Richard Branson's office. He's chilling up on the roof. So his office is on the roof because he's like a slick, hip and cool millionaire. He's like one of those cool rich guys. So his office is outside on the top floor. He has a pool and a blimp, and he's barbecuing. So Ricki and her posse.
What's he barbecuing?
Hot dogs. So Ricki and her posse come up to Richard Branson's top floor office, rooftop office.
A cool, slick billionaire.
Stop interrupting me. Yeah, he's
painting a picture.
He's gassing up his blimp and he's flipping dogs. Fuck, what do you want? Ricki and her posse go up and they hand him. They just hand. It was so easy to get to Richard Branson. They just literally hand him the CDR with their songs on it, and they're like, "Mr. Branson, we're gonna change your life." Richard Branson is like, "Wow, you girls got balls coming up here like that. Can I interest you in a hot dog and a blimp ride?" So they sail out over the sunset, eating hot dogs in Richard Branson's blimp, and they're listening to Ricki and the Flash's demo on a boombox. And Richard Branson is so impressed, he offers them a 10-album recording contract. And then it just kind of fades out to black and the credits roll.
All right. Yeah, I'd probably watch that.
Thanks.
The next one. Have you seen Devil Wears Prada?
No.
Okay. Well, you should. It's
No.
in one of my top 10 movies, which is also the amount of movies I've ever seen.
No.
Yeah, describe to me Devil Wears Prada.
It sounds slutty right off the bat. So like the devil, I assume, is like some sassy ass woman. She probably goes to clubs and shit too. She wears like a tight red dress. She's got like red heels on. Prada is like a clothing line, isn't it?
Yeah.
So Prada, yeah, she's a little devil. And she's wearing Prada because she's got that money. She's going to clubs wearing Prada, making it rain. Is it a drug movie? Like, do they get into drugs and shit?
So this is a Meryl Streep movie.
The title just sounds slutty to me. I'm gonna go with my movie.
Okay, describe your...
So there's like a 20-something chick. She's got that money. She's got that Prada. I'm doing the money sign with my hand right now. I don't know. She's in the club and she goes to use the restroom, and there's a couple of people doing like hard drugs in there, like some serious fucking shit. And they're just like, I don't know, they're out of their minds. And Meryl Streep, 20-something, wearing Prada, she's like, "Oh, like, what's that you're doing?" And they're like, "Oh, you don't want none of this." And Meryl Streep's just like, "I don't give a fuck. Take all my money and give me some of that." So they have like a big orgy of like hard drugs, and like things are going into holes, and it's all kinds of awkward. And they leave the club, and on the way out of the club, the bouncer's like, "Yo."
No, continue. The bouncer says, "Yo."
The bouncer's like, "Yo, weren't you the bitch that was in here last week, took my money?" And she's like, "No, like, I don't know who you're talking about. I didn't have nothing to do with that money." And he's like, "Yo, I could have swore it was you, bitch." This is an R-rated movie, by the way. Meryl Streep's like, "Oh, how do I get out of this?" And her drug head friends are like, they whip out a knife and they just cut this guy. It takes like a turn for the worse. This is now an X-rated movie because his guts spill out on the floor. And then like they're running from the cops. There's like a montage of like depressing shit. I think this was directed by like Ingmar Bergman.
You're looking at me like you want to laugh, but I don't know who that is, so...
No, you don't have to know who he is.
Oh, okay.
I'm sure one fan might know. So yeah, it doesn't even have to be him. It could be like who's like a controversial. Quentin Tarantino directed this. Devil Wears Prada, starring Meryl Streep at 22. So they're on the run from everything. People, they owe people money. People want to hurt them. The owners of the club where they stabbed the bouncer, they want to hurt them. Cops want to hurt them. But they move to like Pompeii and they live like a carefree hippie lifestyle until Meryl Streep's like 56. And then she just, she writes like a diary about her life on the lam from like that one fateful night where she took a piss and got like sucked into the underbelly of like crime and stabbing motherfuckers. That's that.
That's the story?
That's, what was it called again?
The Devil Wears Prada?
That's The Devil Wears Prada.
Okay. And that's a movie that you think is in my top 10.
You said it was. I don't really think it is.
I said that I enjoy this movie, and this is the movie that you think I enjoy.
Okay.
I'm just going to kind of deflate your idea. You're a little bit off. It's about a fashion magazine, but you weren't that far.
Oh, so completely off?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I mean, you just had the your initial thought was wrong, and then that's what led you astray.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can see how that happened.
Yeah. Okay. Well, anyways, that was a good try, and thank you, Zach, for letting me turn the tables.
That'll never happen again.
Yeah, next season.
Okay,
all right.
Bye.
That's
Bye.
it. Bye.
Thanks for listening. Bye.